Hey, what's going on? My name is Jack Lane. Welcome back to a brand new video here at the channel. Today we are going to be talking about Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man 4 is a very interesting case in the sense of Marvel. Marvel and Sony are teaming up for a Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland. We know that. However, something has come out recently about the returning director prospects. Okay? Whether John Watts will be returning to direct Spider-Man 4. Now, of course, why we're getting all this Marvel news at the moment, I think, is partially to do with the fact Comic-Con's around the corner. They're having a load of hype at the moment, the Marvel is, for Deadpool and Wolverine. They're having loads of hype around the Captain America trailer that recently dropped, and the fact of the Disney League. The Disney League is probably playing a massive part in what they are thinking. However, let's get straight into the article here. So, Spider-Man 4 returning director prospects get careful response from Kevin Feige. Of course, Feige is doing loads of interviews at the moment, just talking about Marvel in general, speaking about what his plan is. Of course, if you haven't checked it out, I have a Blade video that released, a Nova video that's also dropped, and this will be the third video today on Marvel that's dropping. I have loads of videos coming soon, but I like doing these type of videos, just doing some article stuff at the moment, just getting the news, getting the grit to talk to you guys about. If you haven't checked out my trailer reactions, I have 2 of them on the channel. And if you want to also check out a movie review from me, see how I do my movie reviews, a short and sweet movie review as well, go check out My Spy Eternal City review. That's on the channel here at Stay Cinematic. Anyway, Kevin Feige comments on the status of Spider-Man 4 director search as Marvel Studios continues working on Tom Holland's Marvel Cinematic Universe return. Following the ending to Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter Parker's journey is expected to continue in the MCU with a great critical reception and impressive box office take of $1.9 billion. That is a collective of the 3 films. Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios are working together again on Spider-Man 4, which remains in early development. I'm expecting to hear a release time during Comic-Con Hall H panel on the 27th. That's what I'm expecting. However, in a new interview with Cinema Blend, Feige was asked about the chances of John Watts, who of course directed the MCU's 3 Spider-Man movies, helming Spider-Man 4. While Feige has nothing but love for Watts, the Marvel Studio boss made it clear that they will likely have someone else direct Spider-Man 4. Sharing, of course, the following. We love John. John did 3 of the best Spider-Man films ever for us. He got lots of things going on now, so we'll probably be looking for somebody else just because he's busy. I'll, of course, spin my opinion on it in a second. Who might direct Spider-Man 4? 2 rumored contenders may be perfect. Since the Spider-Man 4 script is being written, a director will likely be tapped once they've completed the screenplay, before they proceed to look at casting and filming dates. Whether or not the director will be hired by the end of the year remains to be seen, but it is a possibility. With that in mind, there have been various rumours about who may actually direct Spider-Man 4. Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios have yet to comment on or debunk those reports. They're not going to confirm or debunk anything, because if they debunk things, they can't really. They're just not going to comment on them. After having worked on Miss Marvel for Marvel Studio, there have been rumours of Audi Ali Arib and Billy Fallier possibly directing Spider-Man 4. While they haven't given a solid answer about whether they are truly talking to Marvel, Ali Arib and Fowler would be a solid fit for Spider-Man 4 if it's true that Spider-Man 4 will be a more grounded story, with a bigger focus on Peter's street-level adventures. Fowler and Ali Aribi would be perfect. Ali Aribi and Fowler are also known for directing the 2 most recent Bad Boys movies, indicating their experience with most realistic action sequences. Now, the reason why... Okay, and it continues on here, one sec. The big question, however, is if Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures will make a shared announcement at next week's San Diego Comic-Con event. Having Spider-Man 4 surprise at San Diego Comic-Con would be fitting, especially since there's been very little concrete news about the sequel, with Marvel expected to outline their revised conclusion to the Multiverse saga. A fresh official update on Holland's next MCU outing could come sooner rather than later. Right. So, Holland. Let's start off with Tom Holland for a second. Tom Holland is signed on to do 2 appearances, not movies, to do 2 appearances for Marvel movies. These aren't solo projects, these are just 2 appearances for Marvel in other Marvel projects. As I'm aware, he signed a contract stating he'd do 1 more film and 2 appearances, which he has not yet done. So he's signed on for 3 films. Of course, he's done the 1 film, which was No Way Home, but he still has to do them 2 appearances. Now, what are them 2 appearances? A lot of people thought back before the whole Spider-Man 4 thing was coming, it was going to be Doctor Strange Multiverse. That never happened. And potentially Deadpool and Wolverine. I doubt that. However, he will probably be he'll probably be the leader of the Avengers, or be one of the leaders of the Avengers in Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret Wars. And then that will probably give him a character arc to go into Spider-Man 4 with a new story. Now, the interesting thing here is about the 2 directors. They come as a duo. They're very good directors. They have had a lot of successful movies as of late. Miss Marvel, that was a very good show from what I hear. It's more of a kids show, but I believe it did all right with reception. It was something that got a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes and 80% average viewer score. I've not yet seen it. I really want to. I just haven't. Maybe I'll watch it part of it tonight. So Miss Marvel, what are we looking at? What are we getting at? Well, they've done Miss Marvel, which I said was great for Marvel. Sony, of course, owned Spider-Man, but they've also helmed 2 Sony movies and done excellent with them. So they seem to be the top picks. The ones that the top brass at Sony and at Marvel will want. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm seeing. Now, the one thing I will say is Marvel Studios not having John Watts come back and do it. As much as people may think I'm going to disagree with them for this is a great move. Let Ali and Fala have a trilogy. Let them go ahead and do a trilogy. The reason I say this is because you have John Watts, who did a perfect introduction to Spider-Man. However, Spider-Man needs to be reintroduced. And what I mean by that is they need to reintroduce Peter Parker. And this is going to be a whole new cast of characters. We're not going to have Zendaya's MJ, presumably. We're not going to be having Ned, presumably. Of course, that could all change with Secret Wars. I do think I have a fan theory on Secret Wars, and I'll be talking about that some point this week here at the channel. And that's to tie in Secret Wars and to fix the No Way Home problem. Now, of course, Tom Holland, what's he doing at the moment? He took a break from acting. He's currently, I believe, getting back into acting. They have Uncharted 2 that apparently a script is written for that he's going to be doing, but that's for Sony. So if, let's just say, Kevin Feige and that go, look, we want to release this film in 2026, and they go, sure. What are we looking at for Uncharted 2? They're going to delay Uncharted 2. Why? Because Spider-Man's a nearly $2 billion franchise at this point. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is. So they're going to delay that. Now, Kevin Feige talking about the director and the direction of Spider-Man going forward being a more grounded tone. It's going to have to be. You can't have him doing the whole living in Iron Man's shadow anymore, because No Way Home sort of ended that. He was his own person. So what stories could we see in the next trilogy? Well, we're going to probably see more grounded stuff, like he said here. However, I think we can see things like the Kingpin being an adversary, Green Goblin if they're going to go down the Osborn route and have Harry and Peter meeting college instead of high school where they originally met, and they're going to do the whole Gwen Stacy arc, and then the maybe that's what they're going to do. And then maybe they'll fix the timeline where MJ remembers him and he goes, I'm going to go back home to my one true love. I'm not saying that Gwen wasn't, but I feel like that's kind of what the MCU did wrong. They should have had Gwen in the first trilogy, ended it with her demise, and whatnot. However, they do have a perfect story for Spider-Man 4 already done. Tom Holland said that Spider-Man 3, there were 2 scripts. There was No Way Home and another movie with Kraven. Now, whether they reworked that to be the Kraven the Hunter movie, I don't know. But that's what he said. He said there was a movie in development. There was going to be Spider-Man 3 if this idea couldn't happen. And of course, this idea was able to happen because he rejoined the MCU. The other 2 actors signed on to do it, and we had No Way Home, the biggest multiverse saga film to date, I'd say. Now you may go, oh, what about Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange 2? It wasn't. It was a good film, but besides from bringing back Professor X, Patrick Stewart back, who did it really bring back? Of course, we got John Krasinski as Fantastic Four, but he wasn't someone who was brought back. I was excited for it, but he wasn't brought back. He was sort of a fan casting, a fan favourite, if you will. So, what are my thoughts on Spider-Man 4? What do I think is going to happen? I think we're going to see Spider-Man 4 with a new director. And I think we're going to hear something at San Diego Comic-Con. Of course, there's not much to really discuss beyond that. I'm going to probably do some plot videos, plot ideas, comic book storylines that I've read where I want Spider-Man 4 to go in terms of origin building and where I'd like to see the whole story pan out and go from there. But who knows? What do you guys think? Please leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're new, because I'm trying to build a nice community here where we can just talk about movies, comic book movies, action thrillers, some comedy films here and there, and just have a nice set of people here where we can just chat about films. If you want to check out some of my other videos, check out the Blade one. You might like that. Check out the Nova video that I've also posted. Check out my review. Just check out all my videos, please. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.